And welcome back, everybody. It's time again for the Quirk Creation series. This one comes to us from Golden Angel, who asked the question, what is the quirk, the My Hero Academia quirk of, and I want to get the name right, Shiraori? Shiraori from So I'm a Spider. So what? Here's how you know I don't know much about the series. I knew it was about a guy who I think was like reincarnated. It's kind of like reincarnated as a slime, but was a spider instead. I thought Shiraori was the main character, the spider. And then I looked over the image. I'm like, oh no, it's this weird chick who was a spider, but then became like ascended to like a humanoid godhood. The scythe she carries is actually a fragment of her old body as a spider. It was part of her leg. So because of that, it's actually not that easy figuring out a quirk for her, at least initially, because in terms of all the abilities this character has, any one of them could be an ability. Let me bring up all of the powers and abilities this character has real quick here. Just so you can get an idea of where my mindset had to go in order to find something coherent. So she has her white scythe, which was built from one of her front-like limbs when she was Arachne, or spider-like creature. Has automatic growth properties within the confines of the system, and has automatic growth properties, and within the confines of the system, it is indestructible. It can cut through any anti-magic constructs, emit an eerie aura of darkness. A piece of her soul is inside this thing. However, she also has the ability of conjuring, which allows her to do many things, including physical strength beyond the system. As a god, she stats above the system's limit, because it's like a game world, I believe. Damage inflicted by her also ignores physical resistance. Okay, that's something we could go after, but she also has fluoroscopy. 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 An ability that allows her to see with her eyes closed, which is actually a pretty cool ability, kind of like a Byakugan. Transformation, she can freely transform between her previous arachnid form and a human form, which is a thought. Thread manipulation due to her spider heritage. Immortality and regeneration. Barriers, foresight, soul sight, evil eyes, which allow her to do multiple things. Making the system, she can act the system through clones such sent to Sariel. Of course, she can do it well herself. Resurrecting the dead, dimensional magecraft, division, mind control, magic manipulation, recognition, obstruction, telepathy, absorbing external energy, hologram creation, boundary field, shape-shifting, and curse casting. How the hell do you wrap that all up into one quirk? The answer is you don't. You focus on one thing here. And what really got to me here in concept was the fact that she used to be being called a racket. Basically, she was a spider at one point, an arachne type individual. Let's see here. Former aliases, species, race, god, but she was once Iraqi. It's a play on the word arachnid, so that is the terminology. I'll just use arachnid. She was once a spider. So, what if we look at this from the idea of someone who comes from a lineage of quirks that have spider-like traits? And let's say hers was among the most potent. She is generally in a human form. We would call this quirk Arachne. Let's just call it Arachne. Now, what this quirk would do is give her spider-like abilities. Even though, and I'll enlarge her picture real quick here. Even though she doesn't have them, I could even say one of the things that still remains from her base quirk is, like or base lineage, is the fact that she actually has like 4 eyes, or she has multiple eyes. In a way, like she has two above her main set and like 2 more sets on the side, so she does have like 8 eyes like a spider. Now, if you've ever seen anime, whatever, D&D, whatever, things along those lines, well, you can make a character very attractive with that trait. So she'd still probably be a unique beauty within the world of My Hero Academia. But that's like the one thing that's kind of persisted. That's not a quirk, that's just a byproduct of a quirk, because a real quirk would basically be spider-like abilities. She could cling to walls like Sue can, like as a frog. But obviously making webs would be among the major things she could do. kind of Spider-Man-esque, but she could do it from multiple parts of her body, including one that she's embarrassed about. It's like, do you shoot it from your butt? And it's like, no, but in this case, if she had to, she could. And she gets probably embarrassed by that fact. In fact, theoretically, she could shoot webbing. Oh, she can't shoot webbing from anywhere. I think like from her hands, the rest of her legs, things along those lines. And the silk would be very strong. It would have the tensile strength of spider silk at that size, which proportionate spider silk we know is stronger than steel. Has a better support than steel itself. So these webbings, these web strands would be immensely powerful. They'd be completely taken down by fire in an instant, like all spider thread is. But still, like elements would wreck shop on these things. Except for water. Water actually, spider silk is actually very capable of catching water. So if she were quick enough on the draw, making like a net to catch some water to like stop like a dam flooding or something like that, that'd be very effective. But, and that's just she maybe has like a slightly harder, she doesn't have a true exoskeleton like a spider does, but she maybe has harder skin than her own person. Not like true armor like Kirishima's hardening quirk, but something that gives her a bit more durability. She probably has proportionate strength. She's probably stronger than your average person, definitely. More athletic, all that. Maybe she's got a little bit of like capable of jumping a little farther than normal, because like a jumping spider trait. Either or. So that's the standard quirk. But what about an awakened version of this quirk? This quirk would have to be some... See, I view this quirk in an awakened state as a temporary thing. Unlike some people whose quirks just awaken and just stay there, I have a feeling this acts similar to like kind of Goku's, as I did with Goku's his quirk awakening, where he essentially turns it kind of into like Super Saiyan 4. It's a transformation-based quirk, more or less. You could go into this form with training and ease and all that after practice. And in essence, she turns essentially kind of into a Drider, or a were spider, where she's got the human half up top, but her spider half on the bottom. This gives her a lot more strength, durability, more flexibility to use her webbing. Also gives her a lot more dangerous abilities, dangerous physical attacks with her bladed legs on the bottom. So I think this, again, she'll probably have more excess agility, ability to jump farther. Her webbing might even increase in strength. There's a lot you could theoretically do with this. Now, that being said, if she were to, say, be injured, like lose some legs in that form, would that translate into proportionate damage? I.e., would she lose a leg in a human form? I would be inclined to think no. But my stipulation on that, my catch to that is, only if she's got 2 legs left. If she's got 2 legs left, she would be okay. She might be cut up on her legs, and maybe seriously injured, but she wouldn't lose her legs. But if all of her legs or all but one leg is cut off, well, then that'd be different, because she can't transform back without both her legs. So unless someone can heal that leg back up, she would be transforming and missing a leg. So yeah, this is the quirk I would think would fit a character like this. Someone who used to be a spider and can even transform back into that spider-esque form. But with godlike power or things along those lines. A very powerful variation on a spider quirk, I think. And if we ever did a work, throwing all these characters into the My Hero world at some point, her and Spider-Man could theoretically be from the same clan, or same family. He'd have a spider-based quirk. The main character who is a spider would have a spider-based quirk. It'd be a very different spider-based quirk on both sides, but they'd have it. So anyway, what do you think of this quirk? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.